But Vogel, I mean, if moving on to that, because we were talking about other coaches, Vogel
Yeah,
with the Suns, like I did not expect this to be a sweep. I think
fucking
I called it
disappointing, man.
4. I think I called it 4-2
I
for
did
the
too.
Suns.
No. I called it
Four
four.
two or
Yeah, I'm gonna
four
say
three.
yeah. No,
4-3.
4-2. I said 4-2 for the Suns. I was one
Yeah,
like, man, the Suns, if they're gonna have Karl Anthony Towns guarding Kevin Durant, it's
yeah. Oh yeah,
over. It might be a
yeah,
sweep. This is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
And
yeah. Oh
and
God.
and they didn't really change that matchup. Like they put other people on Durant, but Karl Anthony Towns was guarding him. And then there were some points
Yeah,
where Gobert's on the perimeter guarding Bradley Beal. And,
man.
and
I will say this, like I know they were the top rated defense, at least for points against, I believe.
Minnesota.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, Minnesota. I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
uh, their bigs move really well on defense because you throw
yeah,
Nas Reed out there too.
yeah.
They
Jaden
all
McDaniels is tall. He's six
yeah,
nine.
yeah,
Like,
all four of those guys
yeah.
can move defensively, and I'm talking about around the perimeter
Yes.
enough to close out and get back if they need to. You know what I'm saying? Like to show and get back, or switch and get your hand up on the shot. Like it's
And then you
that's a definitely added bonus. Go ahead,
and then you got Anthony Edwards, who's hard to post up because he's just fucking strong. Like
man,
this dude is strong, he's physical, and he'll
dude.
get after it defensively.
I forgot who it was that said that he's the best two-way player in the NBA, hands down. It is
No
it's
argument.
starting to look that way. Yeah, it's
No
like,
argument.
man,
No
um,
argument.
and and the thing about him is he's young and like you can tell when they interview him, like it's really like he's giving genuine responses because they're
He's
like,
not polished. He's
yeah,
he's
no,
he's uncut.
and you know what? And yeah, even if you want to say not polished, uncut, or whatever, like I think it's just real shit. Like this motherfucker is like, I just want to kill everything in front of me. I think that's what he said. I just want to kill everything in front of me. And basically, they were like, well, how do you? What are your thoughts on coming in a closeout game? How do you feel about that? And all of that shit. And his response was, I don't know how to feel about it. I ain't never been here. So I'm just ready to get this shit popping, basically, is how he's like, put us out there, nigga. Let's hoop. And then we gonna find out then. Talk to me when this shit is over. And then I'm gonna give you my answer on the court when I'm out there killing these motherfuckers. That's my answer. And I like that shit because it's like, dog, I ain't never been here. I don't know what the fuck you want me to say. Like, I'm just here to do what I know I gotta do. And that's how his interviews come across, like, man, fuck all the bullshit. That's how the interviews come across to me. Fuck all the bullshit. Nigga, let's hoop.
Man, the dude is 22 years old, man.
Crazy.
22
Is
years
it
old.
22 or 23? I think it's
Yeah, but
23, right?
I thought he was 22. I thought he turned 23 in the summer, but I thought he was
Okay.
22. Um,
Let me
this dude,
I'll confirm real quick while you talk
okay.
while you saying that. Go ahead.
This this is what I love about the NBA playoffs. This is the time that we watch stars being born, superstars. This dude is a superstar.
Man.
And I really when I really feel bad now watching him. Like now I feel bad that he didn't get rookie of the year and they gave it to LaMelo. He should have probably got rookie of the year. So
Hey
I
man.
I just want to say that like this dude is problem, a problem, man. Like when they needed big shots because they were down starting the third quarter, he comes out and hits two 3-pointers in a row. He's getting double teamed. He's facilitating. He's passing the ball, finding the open man. He's passing out the double team. He's scoring on all three levels. Dunked that when they cleared it out, man, it was so sad when they cleared out the left side and had Bradley Bill guarding him with 5
Oh
fouls.
man, he was cooking
Set
him.
set Durant up
Jesus.
though for a poster. How do you posterize
Oh,
your idol like that? That
that
man's
was
got a family.
oh, that was nasty. Oh man. But I I was watching it. My son had peeked in the room real quick. As soon as that play happened, and he was like, I was not expecting that. Neither was I. But
Oh, I okay. I'm sorry.
no.
Go on.
I was gonna say, but I was like, damn, he caught Durant on the replay. I think Durant just kind of he got over there and then he like just kept running. It was it could have been called an and one
Yeah,
because Bradley Beal, uh, you know, smacked him on the top of his head when he was soaring by. Like, but once he takes off, it's a
it's
wrap. Like,
over. It's
yeah,
over. It's over.
he. I listen. I posted. I don't know if you even gave your response when I posted about the five most explosive guards
I didn't.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's got to be like he's got to be one. He can't be lower than two.
Who's more explosive than him?
That's what I'm saying. He's got to be one. He can't be lower than two.
Yeah.
I think I had um in the top five. I think I had Morant, Shaden Sharp, um number five. I think I might have gone. Shit, I can't remember, but that's another. We could discuss that
Yeah.
at another time. But he's one of, if not the most explosive guard in the NBA. Shit is
Yes.
crazy.
So when that ISO happened, I was yelling at the TV because I'm watching it. I'm watching with my sons. I'm like, man, what the hell are y'all doing? He needs some help. You got him on the island. What are you? What?
Yeah,
Oh!
yeah,
And next thing I know, me and you were texting back and forth about the dunk.
man. What?
We-
Hey, wait. I didn't even say shit. All I text was ooh wee, like ooh wee,
yeah,
and you already knew
yeah,
what I was talking about, nigga. Like ooh
absolutely.
wee, ooh
Yeah.
wee.
Well, what's my man's name? Damn, I can't think of his name with
Oh,
the ooey. Charlie
Charlie Wilson.
Charlie Wilson. Yeah,
Ooh
hit him with the
wee.
Charlie Wilson. Yeah,
Oh
nah,
man.
he's man, he's a problem, man. We're watching the birth of a superstar. This man is a superstar.
Oh
Like
yeah, and
not
his
NBA All Star,
attitude, man. Like
not yeah, superstar.
so when we were talking about it, I'm like, okay, Bradley Bill. I think I was saying like, he needed to be that guy
Yeah,
because you when you were talking about the third
big
best
three.
player, yeah,
Yeah.
no, not necessarily big three, but you were like the third best player out
Mhm.
of both teams on the court, and
Yes.
um McCollum. It was about the Pelicans and what's his name and the Thunder, and McCollum was the third in that you were saying,
Mhm.
and I was saying, man, if you think about the Suns, it should be like Bradley Bill in this situation. It's not it in this situation. It's probably Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, and then maybe Booker,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, but then who's the fourth?
Whew. Um, Carl Anthony Towns.
Okay, Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, Carl Anthony Towns.
Then then
So
are then are we who are we saying after that?
then shit is a bag of it's trail mix, just a bag.
Okay.
Pick
But
one.
but but why is but here's my point though. Why in the world is Bradley Beal in the trail mix?
This is what I'm going to tell you, and this is what I was going to talk about. When you have when you have three guys that are perimeter scorers, perimeter oriented, and they don't get the easy stuff inside, then you have a problem with three of those guys. You can get away with two, but it seems like the third guy always gets lost. It turns into a, well, when is it my turn? Because that third guy seems to be stuck in the corner and they're not used to operating from the corner. So it's a big adjustment. I watched Bradley Beal get in positions where he was in the corner and he was stuck like, damn, okay. And he had bad body language. His hands weren't ready to catch and shoot. It was bad. But then when they had him playing out of the pick and roll, he's turning the ball over too much and isn't making plays. So it's like you're forcing him back to the corner, and
But even in,
he couldn't find his rhythm.
even in even in the corner though, you had the bigs closing out on him. Like Rudy Gobert was closing out,
I
and
remember, yeah,
but he was beating in baseline more than once.
yeah,
But it was the decision after he beat him baseline. He's passing it, or he's not pulling up and taking a shot. He's kicking
yeah.
it out to somebody else for a three. It's like that's not really Bradley Bitt. Like, dog,
But
you're a
it's
you're a killer.
yeah. But I think that's the problem when you have three perimeter scorers, three dynamic perimeter scorers, in which the Suns have. I think the Clippers have the same problem. We'll get to that in a second, but
Yeah.
that's the problem. Like, there's always going to be a guy that looks lost, and I could
So
even take it to Miami when Chris Bosh used to look lost. Chris Bosh played a lot on the perimeter, and
yeah.
with LeBron and D Wade, and like Chris Bosh got easy stuff inside, but he liked to be on the perimeter and float around the mid post and go 15 to 20 extend. He would be lost, and there were plenty of jokes and plenty of memes about him back in the day. But that's the problem you run into when you have a big three like that. You
So
can't
but
have three perimeter
but
guys.
here's the okay. Here's where it becomes a bigger issue though, right?
Mhm.
So if I'm talking about the three guys,
Yes.
and it's, you started off by saying you need a big three or you need three guys, whatever. We clearly know who they are with the Suns, right?
Mhm.
Because when we talk, I don't want to disrespect the other players, but when you talk about the others, then you didn't get much out of them. But then when you really don't get much out of the third guy, then
You're gonna
he's
lose
kind
every
of
time.
an other. Yeah, he
Yeah.
becomes an other also. And
Yeah.
now it's, I mean, I think he had 9 points this game, and it was
Yeah.
another like 30% shooting day. Like, dog, that's, and I'm not saying that it's all Bradley Beal's fault, right? But Durant went for 30 something, and then Booker almost had 50. What was it,
Yeah.
49?
Yeah.
And you lose? Like,
At home.
the,
At home. In an elimination
so,
game, you lose.
so I was like, man, let me start looking at this shit and see what really separates them. So I started look I gotta look at this shit because I was writing some shit down. Like, um so with Minnesota, they're like, oh, Minnesota's the top defense and all of this stuff. So,
Mhm.
everybody has all these quirky stats, and people get lost in the numbers and shit like that.
Analytics.
Yeah, the analytics. So I'm like, well, does it really tell a story? Do analytics really tell a story? So I'm
Half
like,
a story.
half a story. Okay, half a
Yeah.
story. I'm like, oh, okay, deflections. So I'm like, if everybody has, you know, killers,
Mhm.
both, Anthony, if you're gonna say Anthony Edwards, call Anthony Towns. I think if you look at this series, you're like, all right, inexperience as far as playoffs go, you probably give the edge, conventional wisdom to maybe the Suns, right? You got
Absolutely. Durant's got
you got
championships.
you got Kevin Durant, you got Booker, you got
Yeah.
Bill. So automatically you're like, okay. But then it's the others that aren't producing as much. So where's the real difference? Offensive firepower versus a strong defensive team.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really what we're looking at here? Deflections. Deflections per game. Minnesota in the top 5
Mm.
with 16.3. Phoenix around the middle of the pack, 14.1. That's not a lot.
It's only 2 deflections. That's only 2 more
Two
deflections.
deflections again. Right, two
Yeah.
deflections again. And really it's like, okay, um what what happens after that? You know what I'm saying? Who got the ball and all that? You never know.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
but I guess they're putting and this is from NBA.com. I guess you're putting these up to show activity. Like who's the scrappier team? Does it paint the picture for the scrappier team? Defensive loose balls recovered. Phoenix, there's really no difference. 2.7. Minnesota 2.5. There's no difference, right? Charges drawn 0.28. This is per game too. 0.28 Phoenix, 0.23 Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah.
Not much of a difference there. Offensive loose balls recovered. Phoenix is in the top 5
Mm.
with 3.
Okay.
Minnesota's in the bottom 6, but it's 2.4.
Yeah.
There's really no difference, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like all these little things like where's the big separation? You know what I'm saying? If we look at we would have to look
I'm
at
about to say
offensive
rebound.
rebound,
That's what I'm saying. Rebounds.
defensive rebounding.
Yeah, both offense and defensive rebounds.
Right. Which the edge will go to.
It would go to Minnesota.
Okay. So are we saying that the real difference is offensive and defensive rebound, who controls the boards and what's happening with the bench players?
I would say who
Like how
controls
much
the
production you're getting
bench
off the
bench
bench, who's
bench
controlling the
scoring.
boards?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say who's controlling the boards. I wouldn't even necessarily say bench players. I would just say role players. Like,
I mean, okay. Okay, yeah, or the others. I'm sorry.
yeah, because
I said bench
yeah, because
players. I'm really meaning the others. So what happens with the others and who controls the boards?
yes,
Because look, let's look. Both of these teams scored over 110 points tonight.
yeah,
Now Phoenix wasn't getting it done offensively before tonight, but they weren't getting it done defensively in any of the games, really. If you letting somebody score 122, they definitely didn't get that done tonight. They didn't play terrible, I didn't think, at least in spurts defensively, but
but here's the thing though.
122, man?
In today's game, the Minnesota Timberwolves had 17 offensive rebounds, and the Phoenix Suns had 10. And then overall rebounds, the Phoenix Suns had 33 rebounds, and Minnesota had 44 rebounds. So they're beating them on the glass. So
Yeah.
you think that's 11 more rebounds, and it's a 6-point game. That's your difference. So I mean, those are the things I look at. I look at rebounds, turnovers, and free throws. Those are the things. If you're at the top in those 3 categories, chances
But
are you're gonna
okay, but
you're
Kevin,
gonna win a lot of games.
listen,
What's up?
the but again, so the only difference, and that's what I'm saying. Even if you look at that, the
Hmm.
rebounds, you said there's an 11 rebound advantage to the Timberwolves, which is
Yes,
one of the things that I said. If you control the boards and then
yes,
see what happens with the others. Turnovers, the Suns had 11, the Timberwolves had 9. That's almost a wash.
yeah.
And what else did you say?
I said
Free throw
free throws.
percentage? Free throws?
Yeah, no free
Okay,
throws. Yeah,
I have to see how many free throws were taken, but The Timberwolves
I can tell
made
you, the
80
Timberwolves.
81%.
Yeah, they took
Go ahead.
31 free throws. The Timberwolves took 31 free throws, and actually Phoenix took more free throws. So Phoenix took
Okay.
36 free throws, and the Timberwolves took 31 free throws.
So the and the Suns hit 83, a higher clip, barely 83% versus the Timberwolves 81. So nigga, that the advantage went to the losing team in this case for the free throws.
Yeah, 3-point percentage was different too, though. Phoenix
Yeah, but that
was
whoa, but that's not one of the things you named though.
it's
I'm talking about
not.
the stuff that you named.
It's not. Um, in today's game with the NBA, you should throw in 3-pointers as well.
Okay, so
I'd say that'd be the fourth thing.
how many 3-pointers were attempted by Minnesota,
36,
and how many were attempted by Phoenix?
26.
26. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, they shot
They
it.
shot
Minnesota shot at a higher clip, and they shot more of it.
Yeah, so they hit 15 and the Phoenix Suns hit 10. So 5 more 3-pointers, 6-point game.
Yeah, um, man, like I say, I think uh, it's still that what I said is still part of the fold, the boards and what the others do, right?
Yeah.
Um, if we're not breaking it down, looking at like the actual statistical categories,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at a broad sense. Like if you control the boards and the guys outside of your
Stars.
three guys or your
Yeah.
stars, if they come and bring something to the table, you're probably going to have a good chance of winning. And I don't recall anybody really getting busy outside of Bradley Bill, Kevin Durant, and Booker. I think Bill had a decent game in game 3. I think they all went for 20 something, right?
Yeah.
But and that's
That's
60
not
something,
enough
maybe
though.
70.
No, but that's
Right.
not a yeah.
I know, but I'm saying if somebody scoring wise, if they go for 20, each of them go for 20 something, right? You're not looking at them like, oh, they had a shitty game.
No, you're not.
It's but you're not getting much from the others. You got to get some. You got to get something from the others, man. At this point in the season, you got to get something from the others, and that just didn't happen for them. Um,
No,
it it did
you're
it
right.
it did for the Timberwolves though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Jay McDaniels played his ass off. Today he had 18 points. So
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he's been in double figures, if not
I think
every game of
I was gonna say 3 games. I believe it's 3 games he
yeah, I
was
was
in
gonna
double
say
digits.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Um, Carl Anthony Towns putting up 28, and he's not even your leading scorer, but he puts up 28.
Oh, dude,
Like,
man, because Anthony Edwards had 40.
yeah, no, I'm
You
just
know what I'm
saying.
saying? Like,
Normally, when a guy puts up 28, you're like, oh yeah, man, he was cooking. But you're like,
but
yeah, he did well,
but
but
dog,
that Anthony Edwards, man, he was next
but
level, man.
that's kind of what I'm saying, right? Um, so you have what 82 points between Durant and Booker. Am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. 82.
82 points,
Uh-huh.
and then between uh Edwards and Towns, you got 68.
68. Yeah.
68, 82. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Who else is doing something?
For Phoenix,
Right. You
not a
already got
damn yeah.
82 from those two. Do you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You already
Yeah.
got 82 from them two. Like, damn.
Yeah. It's like they gave you everything that they had. Those two guys. And I that's what I mean. Like Bradley Bill, a third perimeter guy that scores. I just think that that's too much. And you know, I know that last year DeAndre Ayton looked bad in the playoffs with what's his name with Denver. He looked terrible. And he looked like he quit and he looked like he was getting punked. It looked bad and that's why they shipped him out of Phoenix. But I think that I think that he was better suited for this team than Bradley Beal was because he could still get you something inside. So that's just that's just my thought on big threes when you have perimeter guys. It's gonna be tough.
Okay. All right. So that one is a wrap because they just they
Yeah.
swept those motherfuckers, and I
Oh yeah,
just did
man.
not expect that shit.
But you could tell, but Bradley Bill was frustrated. If you looked at his body language, like how he was sitting on the bench, how he was on the court, he's unhappy. He's very unhappy with his role and how it is in Phoenix. So,
What should it be though,
what do you mean? What should his role be?
nigga? Yes. What should his role be?
I think he wants the ball in his hands more, or I think that he wants to be. I think he wants more attempts. I just don't think he fits. I think that Eric Gordon fits into their system a little bit more than he does because Eric Gordon's always been a guy that's had to pick his spots. Or you put Bradley Bill on you play him with the second unit more and you let him be aggressive on the second unit.
Man,
I don't know, but
they pulled that when they pulled Devin Booker out, and I forgot who was announcing the game, but when they
was it
pulled
Grant
Devin
Hill? Or
Booker
no,
out,
was it Grant Hill?
I do not remember. I forgot. I couldn't tell you when they pulled him out. Booker, I'm saying
Mhm.
they pointed out like, oh, Devin Booker is out. They're leaning on him, leaning on him heavy to be that guy who, is controlling the ball and setting things up. And as soon as he's out, look what's happening with the Suns. And then a minute later, Vogel was putting that motherfucker back in.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, but I'm saying the shit that you saying, like, oh, give Bradley Beal the ball and let him play with the second unit and all of that kind of stuff. Why wasn't it happening at that point when you're in the game? This is a do or die game. You lose, you're sitting at the crib with us talking about shit. Or with some never mind, I ain't gonna even go there. But you're sitting at the crib doing whatever it is that you do. You at the crib doing whatever it is that you do. Maybe you was ready to get back to
Yeah.
whatever it is that you do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Whatever you're gone fishing,
Yeah.
quote
Yeah. I
unquote,
got
going
I
to
gotta see what
fishing
I
that
got
bitch.
lined up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man.
niggas in the DR.
Right, right. Like shit.
Oh man.
I gotta go see the doctor. You talking about the
Absolutely. Yeah.
DR, nigga? Um,
What doctor you talking about? Oh, nigga, you know what I'm talking
the DR, nigga.
about.
See you there. Nah, man, but you know, better luck to them next season. I don't know what they're gonna do. Um, they didn't have Grayson Allen. He would have been somewhat of a
He
boost.
was he was a pivotal piece. I think he made it work
I,
a little bit more.
listen. I'm gonna put more respect on his name than Joe Ingles. So we can give this a little bit of something. I do think he would have brought
He
more
would have
to the table, made a difference as part of the others group. He would have done something.
and he
Uh,
would have distributed the basketball out to all three of those guys. He would have made sure that they were getting their touches.
but would it have been enough to really make a huge difference and sway
Nah,
this?
nah.
Yeah.
I think this was decided.
Yeah.
when when they were matched up, it was decided,
Bruh.
and I just missed the memo.
Yeah, so did I. What the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah, Ubong said Minnesota.
Yeah, no, he did. And this is a what the fuck was I thinking type of
Yeah.
situation.
Oh, absolutely. So I want to
Um,
apologize to Anthony Edwards, man. I apologize, man.
oh yeah, yeah, like
I underestimated you,
that
and
motherfucker, the real deal for
ah
sure.
man, yeah, yeah.
Um,
That nigga's Michael. He's Mike. He's 1988 Michael Jordan, man.
man,